Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing some plant-based meals that I typically give my kids day to day. I'm going to be sharing breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also snacks. So let's get started. Starting with breakfast, my kids don't usually wake up too hungry, so our meals are usually pretty light in the morning, and Shakeology is a go-to. Even though I am no longer an active Beachbody coach, we still drink Shakeology daily in our household. As much as we may hate to admit it, I think every parent has cereal in their arsenal, and we are no different. I do shop at Aldi, where things tend to be free of preservatives and dyes and all that kind of stuff, so I pick cereals that don't have all of the nasty additives and tend to be gluten-free and just healthier alternatives. I think every parent can agree that smoothies are a foolproof way of getting good nutrition into our children's bodies, so that is definitely an option that we have often. Typically, I like to add, fruits and sometimes oats, a different juice or a different kind of milk, and I always add some kind of green. Usually I will have spinach on hand, but for example, on mornings like today when I do not, I take a green supplement that is basically like a wheat shot, and I add that instead. Moving on to snacks, I always try to incorporate vegetables as often as I can into my children's diet. Sometimes they love them, sometimes not quite, but I do try to keep it fun. So today I decided to do a pepper boat where I made a vegan ranch dressing that I will link down below. Cut up some vegetables. My kids, they really enjoy carrots more specifically, and also celery. I cut those up and then I placed it into the pepper where the ranch becomes a dipping sauce. And this not only makes it interesting to look at, but it makes it fun to eat. And my kids, and all kids actually, are more willing to try healthy foods if it looks like something fun and you're not just offering them a piece of celery. And as you can see, my kids love it. They just think it's so silly, and it's good for them. Lunch is kind of a wild card option in our household. The kids don't ever know what they're going to get, but typically it's some kind of sandwich, or like today I start them off with another thing of Shakeology. Now usually I will only do Shakeology once a day, so if they had Shakeology for breakfast, I won't do it for lunch. But usually I pair the Shakeology with something else, so as you can see, I am making a gluten-free noodle dish today. I start by doing the noodles, and then I throw them into a bowl and I lightly toss them with some olive oil and a little bit of salt depending on the day. Sometimes I keep the salt out. And then I will take some cauliflower or broccoli, which my children love, and I will cut them up into small pieces, pick them apart with my hands, and I will throw them into a rice cooker to cook for a little bit while the noodles are kind of soaking up the flavoring and just cooling down. So I will wait for that. We have a rule with our children that they are allowed to have fruit anytime during the day, so if they happen to not like something that I cook at night or cook during the day, then they know that they always have access to that healthy alternative. So I try to serve fruit with every single meal, as well as some kind of vegetable. My kids also love carrots with hummus. That is something they pretty much have twice a day, and I pack it in their school lunchbox. But it's kind of, like I said, just a wild card. So on this particular day, they had noodles with cauliflower, they had a lot of fruits, carrots with hummus, and Shakeology all at one time. Also, a quick tip for serving watermelon that I actually learned from my grandmother as a young child. If you soak it in water, it helps to soften the shell, making it easier to cut, and then you can scoop it out with an ice cream scoop, and this puts it in little pieces that are less messy, basically more efficient than cutting it up into pizza-like slices. I I've mentioned in a past video that I like to make meals that are sort of more fun because I think it makes it more interesting and kids are more likely to eat those things. So I like to do a lot of different kinds of quote-unquote noodles. Oftentimes this might be something with squash and zucchini, but tonight I did a spaghetti squash. Super simple. I just bought a squash, cut it open, scooped out all of the insides, and then I placed it in the oven for 45 minutes at 375 degrees. And when you take it out, you scrape it with a fork and it comes out like noodles. If you desire, you can make a sauce to go on top of it. I have one child that does not like sauce on anything, and I have another child that eats it every once in a while. It just depends on his mood. So usually I just keep it plain with some olive oil and salt, and that is the main dish of their meal. We definitely do not eat dessert every day. We are not huge fans of desserts, but my son does have a little bit of a sweet tooth. Usually our dessert will just consist of fruit, like some kind of berry, but today I'm doing something a little more fun. I'm taking a banana, putting a slit in it to make it easier to peel, and then cutting the banana into thirds on a serving plate. Then I will add popsicle sticks that just make it easier to hold and make it less messy, and then I'm going to put them in the freezer for an hour to get nice and cold. Once the bananas are frozen, I take it out of the freezer, and then I take any kind of cereal. This is like a Reese's type cereal from Aldi, and I will use a pizza roll to kind of break it up into crumbs to leave some of the pieces whole. Then I will take some chocolate, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes to melt it, and then what I do is I dip the banana into the chocolate sauce to cover it, roll it around in the cereal, and then I will put it back on the serving plate and then put it into the freezer for another hour, and then there you go, you have banana popsicles. And there you have it, a full day of healthy plant-based meals for children. If you like this kind of video, please give it a thumbs up. Also remember, I did do a video about encouraging children to have healthy habits. I will link that down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are not already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!